Alright, what is going on, guys? Gonna break down for UFC Vegas 50, absolute banger of a fight between Bruno Silva and Alex Pereira. Again, I've just been so busy, man, getting settled into this new gig, but I'm about to go rapid fire for this card. I am definitely back on my schedule with fight tape. I just had to put it on the shelf for a couple weeks while we got everything established with National File, but now I got a lot more time for tape study, and I hope to have a few videos for this card. So yeah, man, for this one, Pereira gonna have a 6 inch reach advantage, 4 inches taller. This will be his second fight with the UFC. So I'll start with him. When you hear people talk about this guy, they're gonna tell you that his striking is really second to none in the division. It really is true, man. Great kickboxing career. Knocked out Israel Adesanya in their second fight. Just caught him with a beautiful left uppercut. It was kind of a counter. Just beautifully timed. But yeah, man, this guy's striking is so good. He has an extensive kickboxing background, a lot of fights with Glory. Other than Adesanya, I know he has a win over Dustin Jacoby by knockout for talking UFC fighters, but he's beaten a lot of high level kickboxers too. And UFC debut, he takes out Andreas Michailidis. And, I had heard a lot about this guy. Everybody was talking him up, but I didn't really get to do my due diligence, so I didn't bet this fight. And I just wanted to see how he would hold up because Michailidis can wrestle, and obviously the path you'd like to exploit against a guy like Pereira is going to be that. And he had a lot of success with it in the first round, but once Pereira is able to get to his feet, shows how good he is in the striking department, and then he gets him out of there in the second round. And the thing is he can definitely fight at range. He's got a big reach advantage over a lot of fighters in the division, but he's so good in tight. I would say that's where his striking absolutely shines. He doesn't load up on anything. It really is fun to watch, man. Again, like, the hype is deserved on this guy. Go watch his highlights, go watch his kickboxing fights, and it's a really fun highlight reel to watch. But, yeah, in close, this guy just has really concise, short, but powerful hooks. He gets punches from great angles, especially the uppercuts. He's got great uppercuts. He mixes in knees perfectly. And, when he's got a guy wobbled, he'll just rip the body, split the guard. This guy knows how to finish the fight. And again, man, I can't give high enough grades to his striking. He really is probably the best pure striker in the division. I think, it's MMA. There's a couple matchups that are tough for him. Like, I think Whitaker would be a tough matchup for him. Vittori would be a tough matchup for him. But, this guy is elite, top of the division material just because of his hands. And, he's just the type of guy where all he's got to do is really train get ups and takedown defense. And anytime he's on the feet, he's going to have the advantage against anybody except maybe Adesanya, who can pretty much match his striking. Other than that, I don't see anybody in the division who has better striking than Alex Pereira. And the thing for this one, Bruno Silva, man, one of my cash cows in 2021. I think I took Bruno Silva in every single fight. And, he's an up and comer himself. He's got a ton of power, good striker, and a very extensive background himself. Was champ over at M1, has a lot of fights with M1, a lot of fights on the Brazilian regional scene, and a lot of knockouts, man. Against Wellington Turman, who looks like he may have flipped the switch. Against Misa Sherkinov, Turman has a lot of success early with threatening a choke from the backpack position, but Silva was able to shake him off. He did get away with a couple key fence grabs, man. Might have saved his ass from getting choked out. Put a veteran move there from Bruno Silva, but yeah, man, he was able to shake him off, and then just insane power puts him out with the ground and pound, puts him out cold. Really get a feel for how much power he has in that one. Then against Andrew Sanchez, he gets out wrestled in the first 2 rounds. Andrew Sanchez pulls an Andrew Sanchez and tires out in the third round. Gets KO'd by Silva. It was liable to happen, but it does lend to the hole in Silva's game, which we don't really necessarily have to worry about at all in this fight. I'll get to that in a second, but yeah, he struggles with wrestlers all throughout his career. A lot of his losses have come against wrestlers or greasy fights for him or against wrestlers. He mostly gets it done by just kind of being a brawler and just having heavy hands. People can't take his punches. He keeps his power late, And against Jordan Wright, man, I mean, that was free money. Jordan Wright, I just don't think can take a punch too well. And he doesn't set up his strikes. He's just a knockout waiting to happen. If you can get some pressure going. Bruno Silva just walked right through him. But yeah, man, 3-0 in the UFC. It kind of sucks that they're matching him up with such a killer here. But, for this fight, it is interesting because Bruno Silva does get exposed by wrestlers. But it's not like he has no ground game. He's been training in MMA a lot longer than Alex Pereira. I mean, I don't know what his background is like in jiu-jitsu. Like, he might have some type of background, even if he wasn't doing it competitively. But it's not on the level of Bruno Silva. He has won some competitive grappling tournaments in his day, against good grapplers. I do think he beat Wellington Turman in a grappling tournament before they fought in the UFC. So, he does have it. And, on the feet, again, it's just like nobody can really strike with Pereira in this division. Even a good striker with Bruno Silva, I mean, always going to have a puncher's chance. He does have power in his hands. But, Pereira's going to piece him up. I just think that Bruno Silva is a little bit sloppier than Pereira. I mean, everybody's sloppier than Pereira. But Bruno Silva, his striking isn't nearly as technical as Alex Pereira. It's not to say it's not good. It's just, styles make fights. And I can see Pereira finding holes. But, it's going to be really interesting to see if Bruno Silva kind of does what Michailidis did, and just tries to exploit the weakness against Pereira. Just tries to wrestle, not primarily a grappler, but his grappling is better than Pereira's. And, I would not at all be surprised if he tries to do that, especially once he gets tagged in a couple of these striking exchanges. He's definitely going to try to do that. But, for this one, we got the line on DK. Pereira at minus 170. FanDuel is about the same, minus 178. And, yeah, man, I really like Alex Pereira in this spot. I like the line, though. I think it's definitely fair to give Bruno Silva his respect. Again, man, he's a beast. It sucks that they're giving him such a killer. But, I mean, if he's able to win this fight, it's going to be huge for his career, So I guess that's why they're making it. It's high stakes both ways. But, yeah, for the fifth time, Pereira, I just don't think anybody can strike with him in the division. If Bruno Silva is going to win this fight, I think it's going to be because he works in some type of grappling game plan. Again, not something we typically see from him, but I think if he wants to go that route, but it's just going to come down to we saw Pereira was able to get up against Michailidis. I think he'll be able to either defend the takedown or get up against Silva. Again, it's just if Silva is able to do it, it's just because Pereira is inexperienced. It's not like Bruno Silva has a high level takedown game. It's hard to grade even what types of takedowns he's gonna come with. I would imagine he's gonna try to clinch with them and get him down that way. And I think Pereira is gonna be able to defend that. And I think there's a chance that Pereira could knock him out in the first round. Again, I like Bruno Silva's game. There's a lot of matchups where I've picked him, but I just think in this one he's gonna get picked apart if he stands with Pereira at all. So yeah, it's hard not to like Pereira at minus 170. I'm gonna get my bet in on this today, and I'm thinking about putting 3 units on it. So I don't typically do that. I'm trying to start doing it a little bit more, just upping the wagers on the straight bets that I like and whatnot. But yeah, I do like Pereira at minus 170, and that's what I'm thinking, 3 units. I'll see what we get for the knockout prop, but I like this money line, and I think I'm just gonna stick with that. So thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe and take it easy.